Hello everyone, Pockets here, back again playing some more EVE Online. We are once again on Keltor and doing, well, what's going to be our mission blitzing, but for today's episode we're going to do something a little different. We'll see if maybe we can do some missions, but I think I need to do a little bit of LP store just to get that out of the way. I still get reached out all the time saying that I'm not going to make 1,000 LP per, or ISK per LP, and that it's much harder than that. And so I'm just going to give it a try rather than arguing it from experience, and I'm just going to show and we'll see what I can get. And maybe I will actually get less now than I am used to. But I figured this would be a good video to get out. So I am currently moving ourselves back to our place. We're going to find out what we need to do. While I do that, we can take a look at what I've got set up. So the first thing I've done, what do we got here? Hang on, session LP should have saved. I didn't save it here. Hang on. So I did zero out session because there's going to be different. So I think how we're going to do this. This is going to be interesting. So save that. There we go. I did add a little tracker, or a little portion to my tracker. I can bring that up like this. This piece right here for this particular test. Now I left it so that we may be able to do more. So if I spend LP and add it up, I can do this. The main one's going to be this income will become our session income at the end once it all sells, which actually may be a couple videos down the road. So this video may show up as episode 11, it may show up as episode 12 or 13, but we'll see how it goes, how long it takes me to sell this stuff. So we'll see. We'll be able to keep track of what I spent and what I generated. The generated will be after-tax generation, and then our ISK per LP for now is just going to be an average, is what will happen, right? Because as we add to this, and so on. Anyway, that's not important. We're going to figure out what we want to sell. So, that's not the people we're in. I use this LP store from Fuzzworks. This is a great one. So we're going to do Rodin. Oops. LMNOPQR. I know how the alphabet works. There we are. And so a few caveats. The very first caveat is nothing I'm going to do here is going to be the most optimal way to do it. I don't do market stuff a lot, and so there's some things that are going to hinder me. First off, best bet would be to go to Jita, which is not in Sing Liaison. This will be for Dodixie, which is closer to where I am, so I don't have to fly through things like Udema and that sort of thing. And I don't do hauling, I don't do market. It's not something that interests me as much, so obviously I'm going to take shortcuts, which is going to net us a little less ISK for LP than would be able to be gotten. Kel also doesn't have a whole lot of market skills if we look at him. Now he will have the advantage of having a high Galente standing, so I'm at 5 with Galente, which helps with some of that, but my market skills, I don't even know where to look for them. Hang on, there it is, trade. So you can see my skills are pretty ugh. I do have a market alt with some better skills, but she is not in the market at the moment, so I'm just going to use Cal. So we're going to pay a little more in taxes than would be if this was going to be your income source. You definitely want to trade a bunch of these up, at least, you know, So marketing lets me, yeah, this is for remote sales. That's not going to help us. Contracting gives us more contracts. Trade gives us more limits. So I don't even have anything here that's going to affect my actual ISK. So all of these are at 0. So you can see here, each level it reduces the sales tax by 11%. And it starts at 5%. So none of this, I'm full 5% on my sales tax. That's for customs office, I think. Margin trading, which isn't going to affect this. Broker management isn't going to affect this. Broker relations, so this will lower our broker costs, which I'm going to be paying full on. So just keeping in mind that I have none of these skills that are going to reduce my market costs. So this will be, if you're going to do this as your income, which I don't, this would be something to trade. Now, I do have some of this trained up on Zoe, but she is not currently in a position to be used in the market. So we're going to be using this ship, but we're not going to use it just yet. Let's make sure she's empty. What's on it? Oh, she's not empty. This is stuff, actually, this is stuff we wanted to take to market, so I'll keep it on here, and we'll just go drop it in the market anyway. Oh, you can't see that. This is the problem with doing this window thing. So I was just looking at my skills, and I'll just show you again, so you can see them all. And most of my market skills are at 0. So obviously that's going to have an effect. Okay, this is stuff that we're just going to take to market. So let's go back in here and let's find out what we're going to do. So normally what I do with my LP is I would convert it to items that either my industry guys need or items that the corporation needs, like ammo, that will be used, and I quote-unquote sell it to the corp. Now, often I don't actually sell it to the corp, I just donate it to the corp. If I'm not doing that, we do also have an ore buyback program in Malro that I use. I would convert it, or not ore, salvage buyback or loot buyback. So I would convert it to something cool like ammo or data cores or something that's going to make somebody ISK, and then I would sell it to them at a discount. So usually what I sell it to them for is around the difference I would get for selling it myself, and then they can make a little bit using their skills. It's typically, you know, I do make a little bit, but for the sake of this, a solo person who maybe doesn't have all of the resources I have at hand, what they would have to do. So the other thing I would do is, for example, there's a good chance we're going to convert our LP into ammo. We're going to have to acquire the T1 ammo in order to convert it to the faction ammo. Normally I would have somebody build that ammo for me, and I'd get a better price for it. Because I can supply free blueprints. I can get all the blueprints I want, especially for T1 stuff. So there are some shortcuts I can take to make more ISK, but we're going to do this on Cal one character with the skills he has. If you're doing this, and this is what you intend to do to make ISK, definitely train your market skills. And if you're going to do it in Jita, which is the best place, you would also want to grind faction with the Caldari, either the faction or the owners of the Jita station, which we can check. We just go to Jita, we check 4.4, which is, I think I was just on it. I think it's the assembly plant is the actual market. So you want to do either the Caldari faction or you want to do Caldari Navy and get them up as high as you can, because you also get a discount based on your standings with the Caldari Navy or Caldari and Jita. I'm doing it on Dixie, so I will get a little bit there because I have 5 with Glente and I have pretty good with, I think, who's in there. I'm not going to check it. It doesn't even matter. So that's one step to make more is use Jita, typically. Sometimes you can get a better deal in Dixie, but Jita's going to move faster. 2, build the ammo or whatever you're going to convert to and train your marketing skills. And we're going to do none of that. So here we go. So this stuff I'm going to take with me. This stays with it because that's going to have us travel faster. Let's find out what we're going to do. And again, you couldn't see any of that, but I said the words. I got to remember to turn this this off when I'm talking. So we're just going to start this. I went into Rodin Shipyards, which is the corporation running. Again, I chose these guys because I had the standings for it. If you're really going to do this, Sisters of Eve is a really good corp to do it. There's always market for their data, their scanner probes, and the probe launchers. And even the ships, some points, if you have good industry skills, you can make some ISK on them as well usually. But we did it with Ronin, so this is what we're going to work with. I'm going to sort in descending order so we get the most valuable at the top. And so you can see the most valuable thing is per LP is this guy, but we need, it's going to cost us 150,000 ISK and 375 LP. You can sell, you get one of them, you sell it for 5 million, you make 13,000. Now, volume 1. This is like how fast they move. I don't know the exact, but this will be exactly how much they move. 1 isn't good. So we're going to find something that moves good. 8 for these inherited implants at 2,500. Again, that's going to take a lot of babysitting and market manipulation. We don't want to do that. So what we're going to end up doing, normally I would see if people needed stuff like maybe we need Fed Navy medium armor reppers. Someone needs one in the corp, and I would sell it to a corp mate. For less than this, I'd get some, but I'd give them a deal on it. But we're not going to do that today. We're just going to use it in the market. So here, this has got good volume. Lots of it moves. This is like kind of your daily movement of this item-ish. And so this is what we're going to do. We're going to do small iridium charges. We're going to convert them to Federation Navy small iridium charges. And it says we're going to get about 2,000 ISK per LP. So we will see what we actually end up with. And again, this is 2 sell orders. So this would be, we put them up at this-ish price. Probably a little less, we have to play in the market, and then they would sell. Nice thing about ammo is it moves fast, so you don't have to quite babysit it quite as much. If you do babysit it, you can sell it a lot faster. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to move it. So we're going to need some ISK. So it needs 5,000 iridium small charges. This is Galente charges. Hybrid. Why couldn't I think the words? So we need to bring 5,000 of those plus 1.2 million ISK. So that's going to be great. So let's hide this and let's get our stuff. So again, normally I would just get blueprints for small iridium charges and have a corp mate build them. But let's just see if there's anything available locally. And this is a good idea. This is something else you can do to make a little extra ISK, because if you go to a place like this and you sell the items people are going to need to convert to LP, that is a thing one of my corp mates used to do. I don't think they do it anymore. I haven't talked to them. They haven't played Eve in a while. But I did used to have a Corp mate that would stock mission hubs with items that are used to convert. So there's nothing here. So we can go Lumber Loops, which is 3 jumps away, but you can see here's Azure at 9, but there's not a lot. So say we're going to pay 17. Or 8. 8 would be a good one. Let's do this. So we can go to Azure and get it for 8. Or we can go to another site that I like to use. Leave Marketer. I'll bring this back up. So this is another site. Actually, it's filtered for water because that's the bookmark I saved. But we're going to do Iridia. Oops. If I could type, that'd be better. IUM. Charges small. And what is a good price? So if we go to Solitude, Solitude's dangerous. That's like a low sec or a high sec island surrounded by low sec. We're not going to go there. We're going to go, if we go anywhere, it'll be Sing Liaison because I am lazy. So once again, another shortcut we could take would be going to any of these places to get our ammo. Domain, this is like Oramara space, but there's not a lot there at that price. There's a fair bit here. We could go at it at 6, but that takes time. So we're going to keep going Forge. This is Jita, 6.9 per unit. So you can see, let's sort. Wow, there's no Sing. There we go. Sing Liaison. We can get it for as low as 8. But we can go to Azure and get it for 8.4. So we're not going to save that much. But this is 7 jumps, saves 2 jumps. Okay, we're just going to go get it at that Azure place. Again, I'm taking shortcuts, but we should still come out with a profit. And that's going to be the point. If you spend the time and you do this right, you can make a lot more than I'm about to make. And that's true. But the argument is it worth doing this over looting, salvaging, and then selling the salvage? Now, the market portion of it, selling it on the market, is just as involved as doing the LP part, right? You got to take it to market, you got to babysit it. I got to bring up my market again. And we are going to go to Azure. We're going to get it for this price right here. And we are just going to take this guy. He's pretty quick. And we are going to refit him for alignment because he doesn't need the room. So we don't need these. This is something I do. I carry expanders in the hold, and I carry inertial stabilizers as well, and then depending on how much space I need, I adjust the fit. Definitely tank it. These are a target, especially if you're going to a main market hub. There are groups that will just pop them to see what's inside. So this is a blockade runner to T2. You can do this in a T1 as well, but I like to go fast. I don't like hauling. So let me fly to Azure, and I will bring you back once we land, or if something interesting happens. I will be right back. Alright, and we are now warping into Azure. So we'll see what we got here now. I'm just going to dump this stuff and get what I can for it. Probably won't make us quite what it says, but there we go. One of the things I do with this, because it's a blockade runner and it can warp cloaked, is I cloak right away. This just helps a little bit against potential ganking, because they won't see you coming on D-scan. Realistically, it's the thing you're doing a lot. You should have a bookmark at 0, so you're warping right on top. Those are prophecies, I'm not too worried about that. And then we'll dock up. So in this case it's okay because you warp right to 0, but at some of the markets you may land outside the docking ring and have to move in, so you want bookmarks at 0 as well. But cloaking helps keep you off D-scan. It also makes it less likely you're going to get scanned when you're coming off a gate, because you got to be pretty quick. But there we go. So we are here. And again, this is the lazy way of doing it, so I'm just going to take all this, except for these. We're going to dump it into here. Let's see what we can get for it. It says 17 million. Let's sell items. I don't have a lot of market slots as well, so I don't want to take up... Nope, nothing. The metal scraps aren't worth selling either, so we're just not going to sell this here. We'll take it to Dodixie when we go there, so we'll just keep it on our ship. That answers that question. Alright, but we came here for a reason. Iridium, small, cheapest price. And we need, just checking one more time to make sure we have it right, LP store says we need 5,000. So it's going to make us 5,000 units. We're going to do one transaction for this. So 5,000. Oops, that's 50,000. 5,000 is 4,200 ISK. So we're going to buy that. 42,100. Okay. So we put that in here. So I've already sort of started this. This is what it's going to cost us to exchange the LP. Plus 42,100. So far, so good. Now, if you're going to do this in any kind of, you're going to want to do it in quantities, you know, maybe 20 times that if you have it, or 10 times that, or whatever. But I'm going to do 1 for now, just because it's not typically what I do with my LP. And then we have to go back to John's. Now, we could technically... Is there a road and shipyards anywhere near here? There's a road and shipyards within 3 jumps, so we can go here. Which means we don't have to go all the way back. Yeah. Yep, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go here instead. And I think this is actually closer to Dodixie as well. Dodixie. Well, that's an X, not a V. X-I-E, there we go. And it's Moon 20. It's this one here, so we're going to add that as a waypoint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's still the same distance. That's fine. Does the same distance from there. I think it's only 2 jumps. Yeah, it's like we're heading back towards Juns, but it's 2 more jumps to Juns, so could technically run missions out of this as well, if there's an agent in there. Actually, I guess we should have checked if there's an LP. Show info. LP store. Yep, that's perfect. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. There's an LP store. So we save a couple jumps, but that's alright. Oh, forgot to cloak. So again, I do this so when I'm landing on the gate, they don't necessarily be coming. It's not going to happen this time because I'm close. There's nobody here, really. It just makes them less likely to track you. I don't know how much it helps, but it's just a habit I got into. This doesn't take too long with this ship because it aligns pretty quick. And you're going to jump, cloak. So as soon as it starts moving, you can cloak. Just like that. And we cloak up and do the jump. Make sure I have my 5,000 iridium. And again, normally I would do this at 20,000, do 4 times at a time, but just for the sake of this, we're going to keep it all super easy. It also means it'll sell faster, because we can put it up, and someone's likely to buy it pretty quick. Alright, and while we're docking up, just so if we look, if I sell it for, I'll show you this here. So I just checked it in the market while I was flying there. So we're going to go Sing Liaison right here. This is the highest or the lowest buy order. Yeah, this is the current lowest sell order, 759.96, 100,000 units. If I sell my 5,000 units at 750 ISK each, and it sells, minus my market fees, I have to still subtract market fees from that, I'm on board to make just about 2,100, so 2,090 ISK per LP. Just as we're sort of going here. Now that's not what we're doing, so we will go through the motions and do all of the actual bits. So let's convert this now. So we ship it into here. So you drop it into your item hanger. You go to your LP store, which is this one. And I'm going to go to Can Afford, and it should only show us the one. No, because these I can always afford. And we're going to do ammo. We'll just search for it. Iridium. What? Oh, that's not how you spell iridium. That would help. There we go. So there's our small iridium. It's going to cost us 1,200 LP and 1.2 million ISK. So we're going to buy it. And we already accepted this. And we're going to do 1. I think it's what it is because it's 1 transaction. Should use up all of them. Yeah, so there we go. And I've already put this into the spreadsheet. You guys saw that. There it goes. It's converted. Now, we fly to Dodixie, which we're already marked up for. So, again, assuming we have that, and we get the 750, which is what I'm probably going to put it up for. And we'll see how fast it takes to sell. How long it takes to sell. So I will bring you guys right back when I am at Dodixie. Okay, and here we are docking up in Dodixie. Because it's a market, turn on my tank as well. Just in case. Yeah, we're okay. If we see things like typhoons, that sort of thing, you want to be careful. This is a point where I would want to have a 0 bookmark, but I don't come here often. You can see we had to like sort of roll in. One day I'll go through and set up all my bookmarks. Alright, so here we are. We are going to dump all of this, but we'll do this one step at a time. Ooh, we have some ships here. Not these. Okay, so let's start with this. Let's view the market details. Let's see what we have for options. Okay. If I slide this over here. Okay, so the current lowest sell orders is 759, which is exactly what we saw when we looked at the EVE markets here. So we can sell for around there and try to get it to move. The other thing you can do is you can look at like price history. You can see just how much it moves. One of these bars, moving average, median price, and this bar is how much moves. And this is the last, I don't do this often, 30 minutes it looks like, so I can scroll this up. No, it's 30 days. So I can even do it down to like today and see that 4 orders for almost 40,000 moved in the last few hours. So they will move. Now we have some options. You can see how the price fluctuates. So we can set it close to this, say 7. You could do 75995 if you really want to play the 1.0 ISK game. We could go drop a fair bit, like 7.5, and still make a fair bit, or we can look at our spreadsheet. This is something we can do if we want to do it fast. There's a couple options. So we can also see the maximum buyout for buy orders is 200 ISK per unit. So let's bring up our sheet. Let's just do some real quick dirty math. Now we have to also keep in mind that we are going to be paying taxes on top of this. So we want to be very careful. But if we do this to the buy order, let's just say we're going to lose ISK per LP. So we definitely don't want to do that. And I figured that was going to be the case. At 750, if we babysit it a bit, we can get 2,000 per. But if we drop it enough, there's a small chance that the market guys will just buy it up and relist it at a higher price. So if we say 600, I don't know how fast that'll move, but just throw it out there. That's 14, almost 1,500 ISK per LP. Let's see that right here. So that's actually just because it's easier. We'll round it to that. So do I want to put it up for 750 and babysit it and get the most out of it? I think that's what we're going to do. So let me put it up. I don't even remember how many actual market slots I have, but I haven't used any. So we are going to sell this item, and this is how you do it. And we're going to sell it for 750. And we're going to sell it over 3 months, and it's going to cost us this much to put up. This will be our end profit if it all sells at this. Oh, I can do 13 market orders. That's fine. So the first thing we're going to do... Oh, hang on. Because I'm dumb. Here we go. So I'll just do this again. So I was looking here. I'm going to sell it for the 750. So I right-click, sell this item, make sure it's on 3 months. We're going to sell it for 750 per unit for a total profit of 3.75 million. This is our brokerage and sales fee, so this is what it's going to cost us to post it. This will be our end income if it all sells. So let's go ahead and bring up our sheet again. And we are going to add 179,936.68 and 187,500.00. And that brings us our total cost for this transaction is 1.609 million. And that'll make, and we're going to do 750. So that will make our profit. If it all sells, we will make 1.7 or almost 1.8 or 1,800, so 1,800 ISK per LP. Wow. I'm having a real problem speaking today. So we're going to put this up. We'll see how long it takes. It is 2040, and I have been recording for 15 minutes at this point. So let's do it. Now we're not going to like sit here and actually watch it. You can see there that blue one, that's our order. And this will refresh every few minutes. We can also go in here and see our orders. This will be able to see from anywhere. Oh, I still have a Gravid up for sale in Jita. I may just take this down and bring it and sell it to the court. Give it to Ash to sell. But I wonder how much longer I have on that. 1 day, 24 hours if it doesn't sell. Cool. I forgot I even put that up. But we can go back to details, and this will sell eventually. and I will bring you guys back for this video once it sells. If it doesn't sell here in the next 10 minutes, I'll probably record some missions as a separate video, but I want to keep the market stuff as this video. Actually, while we are waiting, let's do this. This is all stuff. I mean, scrap metal is not worth it, but we'll see if it'll sell. We sell all the items. Now, these are, again, we could go to each one, view the market details, and so the difference between these two is negligible for one item. So we're just going to sell it to the buy orders, because we can make an extra, like, what, 25, 15,000. It's not worth my time. What about this one? Again, not really worth my time. They're so close. So realistically, I'm just going to sell items. And again, for these little items, it's not really worth it. It is worth it in this case, because we are trying to, yeah, that's fine. I knew that couldn't be sold. We're going to do this immediate. And we're going to make another, so we're going to actually add this as loot income. We'll just add it to our last bits. And that is our final. So we'll bring up our sheet. Oh, what did I just do? I put it in here. That's not what I wanted. There we go. So sell that. Okay. Okay. We'll bring this up. And we will see when we refresh it. Can we do it here? So there's all the different ones. I don't want to do that. Can we just have it show up here? That'd be right here. Cool. So it's this from here up? No, it's from here up. Here up. This actually looks, yeah, here up. This will be it. So you just add that into our sheet. I'm just going to add that to one of the loot buyouts on this sheet here, and we'll add it to our list because that's part of it. It's another 7 million. Again, as you can probably tell, I don't do market stuff a lot, so we're just going to grab, this is bounties. That's one thing I haven't been good at, is going back and adding the bounties. I added it to here by accident, but this was actually bounties, so that is going to go here. We're going to format this down because it bugs me. And then to this bounties, we're going to add all this. So plus 401 plus 1290 plus 1645. Now there's tools. If this is something you're going to do constantly, there are tools. Wonder what that was. Should have looked. I would have seen it on the other sheet, but I didn't even take a close look. That one might have been something worth putting on the market normally, but yeah, a little bit of how the sausage is made. So you can see I've added another 7.6 million. That's factoring out all of my sales taxes, and yeah, excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So we can hide this now. And let's check on our order. None have sold. So yeah, what we'll do is we will let this sit. And when it does sell, I'll bring you guys back. Actually, one of the things you can do, if you don't know how to do this, you can right-click and view market details. And it brings you back to this screen. You can see if anybody's undercut you. You can modify this order if someone does, and you can lower it. The minimum we want to kind of go to is about 600. But at this volume, if we just let it sit here, it will sell. One of these guys could buy it up and just add it. Boom. But yeah, so what I can do is I'm going to hold this video here. And when it sells, we will come back and see where we stand. So stand by. There we go. So we can see it's sold. It's cleared from the market. All gone. So now we can go ahead and do the rest of our math. So if we look here, we've got, what was I going to do? Bring up my sheet. There we go. We bring up our sheet. So we sold it for this much. Minus 187,500 because I have crappy market skills. Oh, that's good, that's good, that's good. So we made 1,627 ISK per LP. One transaction. Now, we could have made a little more, we could have made a lot more. Could have eaten up all of this negative here. Or not all of it, but a lot of it. We could have got the initial T1 ammo cheaper by having it manufactured instead of doing it off the market. But we have now successfully converted some ISK to LP, or LP to ISK, and we can add in our actual profits 3.5. So one of the things I want to do is, I guess, we have to reduce this by this amount here. So we are going to reduce our LP. I'm going to do it here. Come on now. Get my brackets in. So we want to do that first. Minus. We'll just do this column, because if I do any more market stuff, then I don't have to rebuild the sheet. Uh-oh. I think I need this in brackets. No. You know what? I can do this a lot easier. Why am I being dumb? I can do this as just this box. And that should work. Why is that not working? Because it's sum. We don't want we need to move sum into here. Right? There we go. So now it's sum of those columns minus this column equals our actual ISK, and then we can add this into total income. There we go. So we did actually get a little more than we had planned, because we were estimating with 1,000 ISK per LP, and I got 1,600. It's not a whole big chunk. I mean, it's 3 million, 3.5 million, but there we have it. So if we were to go and sell all of our existing Rodent LP, which is something like, well, we can check it next time we're there. I'll try to remember. I think we're in the, actually we can check it in the journal. We have a total of 250,000 LP. 164,000 of that belongs to this series, and we should realistically could over time convert that to ISK, no problem. But I just wanted to do that to show the process and to show that you can make 1,000 ISK per LP pretty easily. It took a lot of shortcuts. We could have got closer to that 2,000, 2,400 mark that shows on the LP store, but I don't have the skills, and I didn't just build the ammo, which I could have done. Or I could have gone through my market alt, which even then, Zoe does have really good market skills. And yeah, that's going to be it for that. So in the next episode, we are going to continue running missions for Rodent. We are going to finally grind it up. We are about a little more than halfway through the series. One of the things I do want to comment on is you can run the full mission, and it may be something I have to do a video for, get my Noctis brought up here, because that'll be the fastest, and do a full clear mission, including loot and salvage, and see how long that takes. Now, we can find that information online, but I do 5 missions per half hour. So let's say 6 minutes a mission, and make, on average, the missions run, what? 4 million to 5 million. So spending that same half hour to full clear, loot and salvage, and then still have to do the market stuff to convert loot into ISK, which is not much more work than converting LP into ISK. I can make about the same on average, but when I get those good missions, if I get recon like 3 times in a row, or stuff like that, it will, I promise you, it will be quicker. Now, if you're using that salvage to manufacture and do manufacturing and all of that, even if you're not making as much ISK per hour for your time, you are doing something you enjoy, that is fine. But really, when running missions, doing it the Blitz, once you get it down and you're doing it fast, you will make more ISK for your time, if that's your target. If your only goal is how much ISK to make per hour, block hour of playing, really this blitzing will be the way to do it once the ship's paid for itself. As you can see, 43 missions in, and it still hasn't paid for itself, but 43 missions isn't that bad when they take 6 minutes apiece. 43 missions at an hour apiece, or half an hour apiece, and really, the real good missions for looting and salvaging are things like Angel Extravaganza, which can take an hour to run and an hour to salvage. I know, I used to do it. That's why I have a Noctis out here. But as a pure time investment, outside of burner agents, which apparently are even better than this, which we will have to look at. I'm thinking I'm going to do those as their own series, though. Just because right now, outside of this video, I don't run missions for income anymore. I do it to help new players when we have time, when there's the need, and I do it for this series, and that's it. So, yeah, this is not necessarily the best, but it's definitely the most reliable source of income in high sec. It's guaranteed to make you at least the value of the mission, and if you find something easy to convert, easy to sell, you can turn it into ISK. It's just that simple. I don't know what else to tell you. Some other people may feel that salvaging, and I know, guys, and I used to for a long time, it felt bad to run the mission and leave the salvage on the field, leave the loot on the field. So I would drop an MTU, clear the site, go back out in a salvaging ship. At first it was in a destroyer, and then I upgraded to a Noctis, and I would clear the field. Now, lose a couple MTUs, that starts to cost as well. I mean, the basic MTU is like 4 or 5 million a piece, maybe even a little more now, I haven't looked. But that's a vulnerable thing. You have it out in the field, someone can come and blow it up. They don't get concorded for shooting your MTUs. So you're adding risk, and really, if you're in a ship that can warp fast, so you're in the Machariel, so you can move fast, you can clear the site, the target site fast, and you don't get screwed over by getting a bunch of missions you're not running, so your standing's down. This is the fastest way mission running to make ISK. It just is. Until I find some other proof, like this is talking from my experience, this is talking to people online, so it's not just me, but if you're purely going on your ISK per time spent, this is the way to go. If you get joy out of converting salvage into rigs and selling those on the market, that's great. I mean, I'm all for playing what's fun, which is why I don't do missions anymore anyways. I do things that I find more interesting and more fun on my day-to-day. But from a pure ISK making standpoint, I can't see how this is. I've proven that we can get at least 1,000 ISK per LP, which is what I've been estimating with. I got 62% more this time around, and it's just, that's it. There's nothing else I can do. If you still feel like salvaging and looting is the way to go, I get it. But there you go. If you do want to get into a corp where you can have people that will have the good skills and will give you a good deal, come check us out. We do have a loot buyback program that works, but we also have individuals that just like doing market stuff. We have industry guys that like building things, so you can say, hey, I need 20,000 Iridium T1 Iridium small charges. Can you make them for me? You get them at a good price. If not, you can do it completely solo, as we just saw, and still make a decent profit. All right, guys, I'm going to done rambling. I am fried. I don't usually do market stuff, so that hurt. And, you know, it's been a good hour watching the market order. I didn't have to adjust it at all. It just sold as it was. So, how's that? We will see you guys all next time. Take care as always. I'm out of here. Whew. Market stuff, I tell you.